Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Wasn't going to do a show on Saturday. It's taking a break, but the house is empty. Everyone's out and about. I just finished up in the garage, so I figured, you know what? Let's do a quick episode. Why not? And I laugh because I wanted to do something because I saw an article. It was in the New York Post that said, Joe Judge is not worried about losing Giants because culture is strong. All right, you're 0-3. You could potentially head to 0-4. You may win, and I'm hoping we do win. But when you say things like, we have established the buy-in early in our culture and our process by relationships we have established with each individual, when they understand collectively as the staff the relationship we have with the team and the way they feed off each other that helps us get through the adversity. That is a great comment for a team that realistically can start 0-5 and are major underdogs going up against the Rams and the Cowboys. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. You lose and you continue to lose, whatever you think you have built individually goes to crap. Let's just be honest. We've seen this before. And I'm not expecting Joe Judge to come out and be like, we're going to lose, whatever. I want him to have a statement like this. I want him to say something that's going to inspire. But you know what? I also want something that's going to be like, listen, guys, we are playing like dog crap. We need to step it up, not only as a coaching staff, but as the players. We're not getting off the coaches call the plays, but the players need to execute. That's what we need to talk about. I don't want to hear about how we've established a buy-in early with our culture and our process by the relationships we've established with each individual. That doesn't mean anything. You should know this, Joe. You've been around the Pats. The Pats, if they thought they could get rid of you to bring another guy in that could do your job cheaper, they got rid of you. They dumped you and moved you on to someplace else. So I want a little bit, and this is what's bothering me about Joe Judge a little bit. He comes in here with this fire and this pomp and circumstance, and even people have said it before. He was walking around like he was the Hollywood stereotype head coach, the tough guy. Al Pacino on Any Given Sunday. And what do we get on the sideline? We're not getting that. You watch the sidelines with Joe Judge. We're not getting that. We're not getting that fire and brimstone guy. I mean, I'm not seeing that. Where did that guy go? Where did the guy that's rolling in the mud, going after the ball, even though that was totally a psychological thing, and we did a video on that. But what happened to that guy? I want that guy back. I want the guy that's going to sit there and say, you know what? We are playing like dog shit. Plain and simple. We need to execute, we need to do things better, and we need to do things as a coaching staff that will help our team excel. I don't want to hear about how we've established a buy-in early. And when they understand collectively as a staff that the relationship we have with the team and the way they feed off each other, that helps them get through the adversity. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, shut up, do your job, learn your assignment. I want the tough guy. I want the tough guy that we had in training camp. Where did the tough guy go? My thing is, you can't talk like this unless you have won before. And you haven't won before. And I gave the great example, and I've said it a million times. I worked, in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer organization from 2003 to 2004. It was the year after the Super Bowl. Gruden was 7-9 in 2003, 10-11 in 2004, and was in the process of going to being fired. Plain and simple. But he didn't sit there and go out and tell you, and this is a fire and brimstone guy. I've told the story where Gruden cursed me out an entire night at the Celebration Hotel in Celebration, Florida, where they had when they had the training camps. Well, they had the training camp in Worldwide Sports at Disney, but they stayed at the Celebration Hotel. I've told that story where he was so passionate, he cursed me out when the internet down for an entire evening. And so he went 11-5 in 2004, and everyone thought the next year he was out the door. But he didn't give the, well, we've bought into the program, this is a guy that had been winning for, this was a guy that had won already in Tampa, had already won a Super Bowl his first season. But you know what he did? He got into it with everyone. He was John Gruden. He told people, he says, okay, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And that's how John Gruden ran a training camp. And I thought it was interesting that in some ways it was similar how Joe Judge ran a training camp. It was very similar, I thought, to John Gruden in certain regards in reference to getting into his player. The whole lap thing was a fiasco. I think some people have asked it a couple hundred times. Why isn't Joe Judge running laps right now? Why can't Joe Judge start running some laps? Because you know what? He is in charge of this mess. Yes, Dave Gettleman bought the groceries, but you know what? It was groceries based off Joe Judge, Jason Garrett, and Graham's philosophy. You waived Ryan Connolly because he did not fit into your philosophy, into your mindset. So you can't sit there and tell me, well, the team is going to be so much better because we're all buying in. Another great example in Tampa, Greg Schiano, first season, 7-9, the whole team bought in. Next year, and the league hated him because he was doing the Harry High School shit, jumping over the line, trying to knock the ball away from Eli. And when they were in victory formation, the team bought in. And then he was fired, a year and change later? The team bought in for a season. You can keep these guys this way if you are semi-winning or semi-playing competitive. Right now, you're not doing that. And I hope to God that we win tomorrow. I want a giant win. I don't think we're going to win tomorrow. I think it's 28-17. But I want to see improvement. And I even did a video on saying this is how the Giants can get right. And I didn't mean by the fact that they're going to get right by winning. I just want them to get right by the ability to do certain things well again. Like run the ball. Run, Forrest, run! That's what I want to see. I don't want to see in the paper that we're buying into the philosophy. I want the guy, and I said before, I want the guy that was in training camp. I want the ball buster. And I did it a long time ago with the Bull Durham, where I had it a part of my video where he's yelling at the guys, and he's like, "You lollygag the ball around the infield. You lollygag," and then he goes, "You know what that makes you?" He goes, "Lollygaggers." And then he goes, "What's our record?" He goes, "We're 8-12." And he goes, "I don't even know how we won 8." But he scared his team. He was scaring his team. I'm not saying you need to scare your team. I need you to get into it with them. I need you to teach them some of these guys how to be professionals, because we do have an extremely young team. But I also need you to understand that sometimes you have to have the fire and the brimstone. You're 0-3, potentially going 0-4 with the potential product of being 0-5. It's like I said, it's time to kick a little ass. It's time to get out there. It's time to get in these guys' faces and say, you know what? You need to get off the field on third down. You need to get open. You need to create separation for your quarterback. You need to be able to push the line forward a quarter of a yard so we can gain something. You need to establish yourself as the head coach. And like I said, I am very shocked by Joe Judge's demeanor on the sidelines. I really am. I really thought he would be more demonstrative on the sidelines. I was hoping he would be. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying get rid of Joe Judge. I'm not saying he's a failure as a coach. All I'm saying is I don't want to see this. We're buying into the philosophy. No, I need this to be bought in as a football team. That's what I need to see. I don't need to see these guys buying. You know what? There are plenty of players that have played for coaches they do not like. I heard, and it was in Miami, I heard a coach tell another coach, I am not here for these guys to like me. I am here to teach them, and I am here to get them to play better. And that's what we need to do. We don't need to be buying into philosophies. We need a head football coach. And I'm hoping that Joe Judge is going to turn around and become that head football coach. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, you know what it means, that'd be awesome.